Well, hi, everybody. We're talking today to Robyn Lucas, and she's the debut author of Paper Doll Lina. Hi, Robyn.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
you're welcome. Robyn, tell us a little bit about what Paper Doll is all about. What's the story?
Oh boy. Well, at the end of the day, Paper Doll Lina is about a woman who slowly begins to realize that the life that she thinks is perfect is not quite perfect. And the relationship in her marriage um, is not quite what she thinks it is. So she has to try to figure out A, how to get out of it, B, how to reclaim herself, and C, how to make it safely, at the end of the day. And there's some romance in there, there's uh, some different things going on, but it's about a woman who's just trying to find herself after not knowing who she is for so long.
Right. Well, now, what is her life like? Kids, husband, what
All
obviously.
good. Sure. Um, well, to the outside world, she has like the perfect life. She has a huge house, a doting husband, and two really great kids who created a website. Um, but internally, you know, her husband is cruel. He uses his words in a very abusive manner, and it's hard. It's really hard for her. So, but she's so used to it, she didn't realize that, it was a bad thing.
Oh, okay. And so you really write this from firsthand experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, I am a domestic violence survivor. I was married for about 19, almost 20 years. Um,
Ooh.
and yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I didn't realize that, coercive control was a thing. I just thought that, hey, he's my husband. He's 10 years older than me, and he must know more than I know. So, sure, we'll just go along with it. Little by little, you keep giving pieces of yourself until you have nothing left. And
Mm,
that's kind of
yeah.
how it was.
Well, now in the story, where do things begin to fall apart for her, for Lena?
For Lena, her kids created a really cool website, and it leads her out of her comfort zone. It kind of takes her and the kids away from what's going on in the house. Um, and in doing so, it gives her something to fight for without realizing that she's in fact fighting for herself. So by fighting for her kids and advocating for the kids and advocating for this creation that they made and that they love, she's in turn advocating for herself, and that's how she slowly begins to realize something's not quite right here.
So she stops being a victim.
Yes,
Right.
she slowly takes back herself, and I think that's important.
Tell us about the organization that you have partnered with called Free From. What's
Sure. There's an organization called freefrom.org, and they are a financial literacy organization for abuse survivors or abuse victims. I hate using the word victims because it's just not not the best word, but for survivors, because at the end of the day, if you got through a situation, or if you're in the process of getting through a situation, you still have breath in your lungs, you are a survivor. um, so this organization essentially provides really easy application grants, cash grants to survivors, immediate, almost immediate, so they can kind of get the help that they need immediately. So if it's, a hotel for a week, so they can figure out where they're going next, or to make their car payment because, financial abuse is a thing. Um, it just gives the money in the hands of survivors so they can empower themselves.
what compelled you to write the story? Was it your own experience?
I did not realize what was going on in my own life. I didn't quite grasp it because I was so sort of disconnected. It was a form of dissociation, right? You slowly start to pull away from your reality to kind of protect yourself. And I can say that I did that. I was trying to protect the kids. I was trying to protect myself. I'm like, we have a wonderful life, but it wasn't. But no, what inspired me to write this story? Charlottesville happened in, I think it was 2017, and I just sort of went inward. And I had a dream about a woman who met this celebrity in a green room. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to explore that. I thought it was going to be a whole different story, right?
Right, right.
But as I was writing, I didn't realize that I was putting some of my own experiences in it, experiences of friends and families, members that I know. Didn't realize that I was piecing things together. And slowly, as I was writing it, I was sort of looking at the parallels in my own life. And it really helped me to open my own eyes.
Well, now the story is very well shaped. It's accessible, and the dialogue is very believable. How did you learn to write? Have you always been a writer?
I've always written, yeah. I remember in 5th grade, our assignment was to write a narrative. And I was like, oh yeah, baby, I'm so gonna nail this. So I wrote this epic sci-fi. I think it was about 12 handwritten pages long. It was only supposed to be 2 pages. And I mean, I had cut scenes, I had, forward, all of a sudden it's 50 years forward, it's the year so-and-so. And I mean, it was elaborate. And I ended up getting like a B on it. And my teacher, she basically said, hey, this is too long, A. B, there's no continuity. I just don't get it. And I just railed. I'm like, have you not seen The Running Man? Have you not seen all these sci-fi? This is what happens. Because I was like really big into sci-fi. I did not let that deter me though. I always just kept on writing stories. It's just a form of just getting things out of my mind, just writing things down. So yeah, I love writing.
So this is your very first book, published book. How does it feel to actually be a published author, and how did it come about?
Wow. Okay, I'll answer the first question. When I got my books in my hand, and like the first time I actually felt them, saw them, touched them, held them, smell them, all those things. I felt like the 5th grader from so many years ago. I felt like I was making her proud.
Oh,
and it was just such an amazing experience, just taking that moment and just saying, okay, we did it. How did it come about? Oh boy. I wrote the book in 2017. And because of my home life, I was unable to like do the revisions and really spend the time that I needed on it. It wasn't until 2018 that I sort of pulled it back out after I had to take out a protective order. Some months went by and my kids were like, hey mom, why aren't you writing anymore? I'm like, I don't have the soul to write. My daughter said, mom, you need to open your laptop. And I did. And I slowly started revising it and piecing things together. And by that fall, I think it was November, I reached out to an agent who had expressed some interest in my previous writing and sent it to her immediately after she was like, hey, yeah, I've been waiting to hear back from you. Send me what you got. And she ended up signing me. She was like, this is the story that I've been waiting for. And she signed me, and we went through several rounds of revisions. And I think in June or July, we went on submission, and my agent sent my story over to my current editor on I believe a Friday or a Thursday. And by Monday, my editor wanted a meeting.
Wow.
So it was amazing. Yeah. And we had a few other offers. Few other offers, which was like, I'm sitting here like, this is my life. You know how long I've wanted this? Yeah. It was very, it was humbling. It was just like, okay, wow. You have to take those moments. It's like, people are like, oh, I can't wait till I have a book published. I can't wait. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy every single minute. Like, I took a moment when I was finished with my revisions and I was like, okay, I finished it, and then when each little step, you just take that time and you're just like, okay, I did that. this is part of the process. You have to start enjoying every single day, even if it's not a good day. You know, I don't write every day. I have pity parties like nobody's business. My sisters will send me cupcakes. I mean, it is terrible. But, you know, in the same regard, you just have to sit in it and you have to understand this is where you've always wanted to be, you know, and I had to do that. I had to do that, especially with my book coming out, you know, like, holy cow, people are reading my book. Like, these are my words. And it's an intimate experience, you know, when you write something and then you have people actually reading what you wrote. It's very, very intimate. And, you know, it's just a moment that you have to sit in, you know, you really have to just sit in. And I was reminded, you know, that this is where I've always wanted to be. So it helps.
Wonderful, wonderful. What sort of jobs have you had?
Oh, I mean, boy. Well, I partied for 5 years in college. I will say that. I changed my major 4 or 5 times. I was like a nursing major, a chemistry major, pharmacy, psychopharmacology major, exercise science. Eventually ended up landing on interdisciplinary studies, which just basically means I have a whole bunch of credits and they don't equal up to anything. So like, just finish out, get a degree, pay your student loans, you know, that sort of thing. And let's see, I've always done marketing. I've always done publicity. I think that's kind of my sweet spot. More recently, I've been a publicist, marketing coach, marketing communications director, that sort of thing. Because I love talking and I love communicating. I'm a natural storyteller. So I think it's just a natural fit.
Has the experience with Amazon, your publisher, been a good one, or how do you describe that?
It has been incredible. And I'm probably going to get dinged for this. So when we had the multiple offers, my son, who is 16, he ended up making this big chart on a whiteboard that we have. And they were all the pro cons for everything. One of the cons for Amazon was their evil corp, you know? And that was that was a big thing, you know? Yes. But I will say, out of all the editors that offered and I spoke with, I think Alicia over at Lake Union, she just got the story, you know, she understood my character. She understood where I wanted to go. We just clicked, and it has been an amazing experience. I love it. I do. Right. And you know, I guess I drank the Kool-Aid. I don't know. But they're a really solid publishing firm, and I'm proud to be part of the team. I really am.
And what stories can we expect coming out next from you?
Well, right now I'm on deadline for book 2, and book 2 is actually Nancy's story. So it's not quite a sequel, more like an offshoot, because, you know, Nancy is Lena's best friend in Paper Doll Lina. So Nancy's story is Porcelain Doll Nancy, because she has this hard, solid exterior. She's brash, she's fun, she's like the best friend who takes no nonsense, right? But there's a reason why she's like that. And we slowly begin to figure out why she has this hard exterior. Yeah, and I'm having so much fun writing Nancy's character right now.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Just one more question. What's the name of your agent, and who is your editor?
Sure. My agent is Kat Kerr. Oh boy, she's gonna get me. Kat Kerr over at Donald Mass, or Donald Moss, however you pronounce it. Yeah. He's just, oh my God, when she changed agencies and she started working over there, I was like, do you know how many of his books I've read? Do you know how much stuff I've done? Of course, I want to be your client. So yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. And my editor is Alicia Clancy over at Lake Union, and she's phenomenal.
Great. Well, Roby Lucas, we thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
That's Roby Lucas, debut author of Paper Doll Lina. Thank you.
Thank you.